Hello and welcome to the Supercast. I'm your host, Superintendent Anthony Godfrey. It is an unsolved mystery for students at Foothills Elementary School. How did goats get into the basement of the building where Principal Abe Yospe says they now live? On this episode of the Supercast, we head to Foothills for the school's annual Halloween parade. To talk with a student about his custom costume, we also track down Principal Yospe to ask the probing question, are goats really living in the basement? Or is it a tall tale? Join us as we solve the mystery and celebrate Halloween with Foothills Elementary. Here with Amy Kovacs in her 6th grade classroom at Foothills Elementary on Halloween. How are you today? It's a great day at Foothills Elementary.
It is such a great day, and we had so many kids dress up in so many fun, unique costumes. We're having a blast here.
I always love being in schools on Halloween. It reminds me of just the joy of being at an elementary school. Tell me, what are some of your favorite costumes this year?
Oh, man. Well, we've seen lots of Barbies,
Yes.
So that's been a very popular costume.
But not a lot of Kennergy out there.
Not a lot of Kennergy. I wish we saw a little bit more of that, but, maybe next year. I really like, there's lots of fun Five Nights at Freddy's costumes.
Yes.
Lots of blow-ups are popular, so.
I saw 3 blow-up dinosaurs together.
Yes.
Those guys coordinated in advance.
Right.
Now,
Hopefully kids are dressing up warm. That's my one thing, is I'm glad everyone was wearing long sleeves and dressing warm today.
Now, I also
freezing.
love to see the theme that various grade levels do.
Yes.
And you are a Sesame Street theme.
We are a Sesame Street themed.
I saw a few
6th grade.
Grouches, and then a few people were actually dressed as Oscar the Grouch.
Yes.
Just kidding. So, you are one of the newer characters.
I am Abby Cadabby, a newer fairy character on Sesame Street. So.
Abby Cadabby.
Yes,
Well, you
that's
leaned
right.
all the way into it. Is that
I
a
did.
homemade
I
wig?
wish I could say I made this. No, this was purchased, but I've got the wings, I've got the wand. It's Halloween, you have to go all out, right?
That's very, very legit. Very legit. Bravo,
Thank you.
bravo. Now tell me, there's a party today as well. What does
Yeah.
that entail?
Lots of treats, lots of activities. It looks like we've got some crafting going on and awesome parents coming in to help out. That is the key to a successful Halloween, is getting the community here to help out. And as you can see, we've got lots of parents here to help with the kiddos today.
It's a big parent responsibility
It
being
is.
in charge of Halloween.
It is. In fact, I usually kind of step back and they just take over, and it's fabulous.
That's
It's a
awesome.
great day today.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much.
Yes, you're very welcome.
Tell me your name and tell me about your costume.
So, my name is Samuel Jacob Nelson. I just made this character. So I imagined a character a long time ago. Then my brother Bruce Nelson, he drew it. Then my brother Spencer Nelson, the person who actually makes these costumes, built the head for me. We found the shirt, roughed it up, extracted this bow tie from a teddy bear. My brother now has the bear. And he roughed that up too.
So there's a teddy bear without a bow tie somewhere in the world now.
Yes, there is.
So tell me, what is the character name?
There's not exactly a name. I don't really know.
So your brother drew it, your other brother
Made
created it. Tell me, what was the inspiration for this character?
No idea. It just came to me one day.
And now describe the costume to those who are listening to the
Okay.
podcast.
I don't really know how to describe it, but I've always thought of him as a wire puppet
Okay?
that is demonic. I don't really know.
That
but
is
that's
demonic.
all I can say.
So I see that there are teeth in a very misshapen mouth.
Yes, his
scars that make up your face.
There's stitches.
There are teeth where the eye used to be.
Oh, yes. This is like a giant
Rip in your face. And
Yes, and-
the light up gem eyeball is something that really stood out to me.
So my brother just found a little light, put it in, and that's it. He
Well-
made this in like one day. It's not that hard for him. He made bigger and crazier.
Well, I can tell that this is not your first time around because it looks so great, and I can't wait to see what you do next year. That's pretty awesome. Why did you choose yellow particularly for the face?
My brother. So the picture was taken in black and white. And my brother asked, "Okay, what color scheme do you want?" And it's either this kind of thing or yellow. And I thought, I'll just take yellow this time. And that's exactly what he did. The green eye was his own thing, and I really liked that.
Yeah, the green light up eye really stood out in this parade, and bravo. It's not a character, I guess, in any movie or video game, but it should be. It's that cool. It's good to have big brothers like that, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, congratulations on a great costume and happy Halloween.
Thank you.
Stay with us. When we come back, we will talk with Principal Abe Yospe about the goats in the basement at Foothills Elementary.
Hello, I'm Sandy Reescraft, Director of Communications for Jordan School District, and we want to invite you to connect with us. So many exciting things are happening in your child's school, your neighbor's school, in every school here every day. Don't miss out on following the fun or simply staying informed when there's important information we need to share. Join us at jordandistrict.org or follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Jordan District. We can't wait to connect.
We're here at Foothills Elementary talking with Principal Abe Yospe. Abe, this is your first year at Foothills. How is your first Halloween at Foothills Elementary today?
Oh, it was fun. It was twice as many kids as I'm used to, but it was a blast.
And I see that you have the goat costume going today. Tell me about that. It's the greatest of all time costume, first of all.
Yes, yeah, I guess that's part of it. I didn't think of that, but I really love goats, and I have got the kids to believe that we have goats here in our basement. We don't have a basement, and we certainly don't have goats, but I've been able to convince the kids there are goats in our basement. So I wanted to dress up as one of the goats from our basement.
Now tell me how the whole goat tradition started.
Well, at Columbia, when I was there, I did the same. I thought, wouldn't it be funny to convince the kids that there'd be goats in the basement? And sure enough, I was able to. And I was even able to find some little baby goats and bring them one day and walk them through the halls and show the kids, yes, we really do have some goats in the basement. And when I say find, I didn't find them on the street and bring them in. Somebody I knew had goats.
Over, hey, there's a goat. Let's grab it.
So tomorrow we're doing the same. Principal Richens from Fort Harriman owns goats. So he said, I'd be happy to bring my goats over. But his are huge goats,
So he's going to bring the goats over.
Yeah, his wife's
which will
going to
continue to make the kids believe that there are goats in the basement.
Yes.
That does not exist.
Yes.
So how do you convince them of this? Is it just a sign on a door? Is it what do you do to give them this idea?
Well, we do have a sign on one of our doors that I tell the kids goes to the basement that says beware of goats. So that's one. There's many steps to this process. Secondly, some of the faculty, they've got, it's been really a bonding, fun thing. They've got into it, and they'll put out like hay by the door, or they've even put out like milk duds, so it looks like the goats kind of went to the bathroom around the door. And every morning in the announcements, the students announce who's got goat duty of the faculty. So
you've gone all in on this.
Oh yeah,
clearly.
yeah.
And so the costume is an obvious one for the first year to be a goat. But you've been many things over the years. Tell me about some of your costumes. I know you're someone who leans into Halloween. Well, I know you're someone who loves Halloween. So tell me about some of the costumes from previous years.
Yeah, I do love Halloween. I never thought really that I loved it as much as I do till I became a principal. But it's very fun as a principal. Halloween is.
Absolutely.
Let's see. What things have I been over the years? So many different things. I've been Buzz Lightyear with the big blow-up Buzz. My favorite thing to do is during Halloween Day is I'll wear my initial costume. And then I've got just shelves full of costumes that I'll go change throughout the day. And so I'll show up I'll keep going back to the classrooms as a different thing. And the kids will be like, how many costumes do you have?
What are some of the other costumes you'll be using today?
Let's see. So today I'll be Willy Wonka. I'll be Frankenstein today. I've got big, giant boots that raise me up about a foot. I'll be like I said, I'll be Buzz Lightyear. I'll be a Jedi Knight. So
Wow.
my whole day is pretty much spent going back and forth and changing into outfits and going and surprising the kids with a different one.
Well, I'm very envious because just watching the parade today, it's really fun to see how excited the kids are about their costumes and about everyone else's costumes. And I was surprised at some of the costumes that I saw. There was a Garfield blow-up costume. I mean, that's a throwback. I assume the kid likes lasagna as well as Garfield. And I saw one where a student was dressed in a green turtleneck and was holding a pineapple. It was a psych costume, which was pretty impressive for a kid to be that into psych at this age.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was still a thing.
Yeah, I mean, the TV show that ended, 10 years ago or something. And then I talked with one student who had made his own character in his own costume. It was very impressive. There were a couple of It clowns also that were very small, like a second grade It clown. I thought that is advanced horror appreciation for someone to be willing to wear a clown costume that scary at that age. Any favorites that you've seen in the parade today?
Oh, well, there was a young lady that dressed up like a goat. Because she knew that about this goat thing, so she and I took a picture together, and she had a goatee, and she looked great. In fact, I even texted her mom a picture
goatee. Of us. That's awesome. You texted her mom a picture?
Yeah, so she could see this was my favorite costume.
Oh, that's cool.
It seemed like there were a lot of light up things too. Things with lights this year were
lots of lights and lots of Five Nights at Freddy's. Costumes have come a long way from my day when there was just the rubber band at the back that was stapled to the sides of the mask. Now, in addition to the kid costumes, I always love in elementary schools to see how various teams, grade levels dress in a theme. What are some of the themes that you saw today?
Well, there were 2 grades that dressed up as Sesame Street themes, and they didn't know they were going to do that. So we've got lots of Sesame Street characters roaming around here. And then my favorite was our special ed team that dressed up as Mario Kart and threw coins in the air and discs at each other.
Yeah, they had the turtle shells,
yes.
Red and green, which was an impressive added detail. I saw lots of pink ladies today. I think the recess and copy aids were all pink ladies.
Yeah,
and,
that was a big hit.
In addition to loving the costumes and having a great time with the kids and the staff, you also have a favorite Halloween candy, and I've known this for some time. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I love Milky Way. I don't love them as much as I used to because I've gotten so many over the years. So I always go around the day of, if you want to bring me one Milky Way from your Halloween candy, I'd love it. You could bring me more if you want. And you don't have to. If you love Milky Ways, you don't have to bring me a Milky Way. But over the years, I've gotten more and more Milky Ways. So when I was at Columbia, I broke the record. I think the record that I got was 1,250 some odd Milky Ways. And
Oh, wow.
I've already got 4 huge jars full here, and it hasn't been Halloween yet. So I just convinced the kids to try to bring me a Milky Ways. And it's a great thing. In fact, when I was at Columbia, it spread through the neighborhood. So the parents would actually give out Milky Ways knowing that they'd say, here's one for you, and here's one for Mr. Yospe. And so it was a great way to reach the community members as well.
The Milky Ways have maybe been a little much at this point.
Yeah, I'm a little Milky Wayed out. Last year I ate about 50, and then I put the rest in the teacher's lounge for them to eat. And 50 was a lot of Milky Ways. Everyone says, why don't you make it something else? Like, what else do you like? Peanut M&Ms or something? But now it's so entrenched. The
You gotta
kids
stay
know.
consistent.
Yeah, they know Milky Ways is his thing. So.
You would lose authenticity if you switched from Milky Way.
I
quite
think
frankly.
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, Milky Way, before I knew that they were a favorite of yours, always seemed to be missing something. No peanuts, nothing crunchy.
Mm-hmm.
But I learned a new appreciation for them when I realized that you had, leaned in so hard on the Milky Way theme.
Yeah, well, I'm a huge caramel guy, so the mix of the caramel and the chocolate in there is so good. In fact, they have these caramel Milky Ways. Have you seen those? They're in gold packaging, and it's more caramel than a normal Milky Way. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, you just blew my mind. Well, happy Halloween. Thanks for letting us visit, and have a great rest of your Halloween day. Good luck with all those costume changes.
Thank you.
More costume changes than a Katy Perry concert. Thanks for joining us on another episode of the Supercast. Remember, education is the most important thing you'll do today. We'll see you out there.